Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. Y'all know how we do. But before we get started, y'all already know what time it is. Before we get started, we got to give all the love and the biggest shout out to the wonderful ladies of the CUIT. So if you see a CUIT in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you show them some love and say what's up. Make sure you follow them on all their social media outlets. Once again, much love to the CUIT. Now, being that my work schedule is kind of off the meter and I really ain't got a lot of time to do the videos that I want to do, but I'm going to do some that need to be done because my work schedule is picked up. It's kind of hectic and I don't have a lot of time to do the things I need to do. But this one is necessary. You know what I'm saying? I woke up to some bullshit from 92.3 The Fan because, you know, they always got Shedeur Sanders on the brain and Tony Lima, Sports Boy Tony, whatever you want to say. He always complaining and crying and moaning about something. This guy, little weirdo looking, you know, he always crying about something that has to do with two. And as of lately, Ken Carmen been giving him the business. And I'm about that Ken Carmen giving him the business. But we're going to jump into it because once again, the hate is high and Ken Carmen is still standing on business. We're going to talk about it. Let's go. Now, the fact that I get up this morning after a long night, I get up about 11 and, you know, get my coffee together, get my things together. And I check 92.3 The Fan video and see what they was popping about. You know, I'm just scrolling, going through the titles, and I see an interesting title. So I click on the video, and all I hear is Sports Boy Tony crying about people that support Shedeur protesting or putting up observations about what they see between the way Shedeur was treated last year in the draft and the way Fernando Mendoza has been being treated this year in the draft. Oh, that's Ty Simpson. That ain't Mendoza. My bad. That's Ty Simpson. That is not Mendoza. I don't know where Ty Simpson come from, but he always talking about Shedeur. But on the tweet, let me just get there. Let's just get there first. And this is what I get up to right here.
Player and one player only. Again,
well,
I call that
my theories on that before.
I think that's fan fiction. I think you sound silly. I think you just got to get over it and admit the process was screwed up. He botched the entire thing. And now, who cares? He's got an amazing opportunity to start for one of the 32 NFL teams. And you should be feeling blessed that he's even in that position for a fifth-round pick that also played as poorly as he did last year. That's an amazing opportunity that Shedeur Sanders has. And I think it looks really bad if you're sitting there dwelling on other guys. I mean, they're sitting here every day talking about how bad Jackson Dart is and Tyler Shook. And you'll see Shedeur is going to be the one guy to emerge. Maybe he will. But right now, it's not looking great. It has not been off to a good start in his NFL career. And you just having to go off on Fernando Mendoza and other draft prospects to make you feel better about your situation, it's just going to make you look kind of small.
Now, problem is that what Hova was tweeting about was also true. What Hova tweeted about Fernando Mendoza and Shedeur was actually the truth. Let's put it full screen. Hova tweeted, Shedeur Sanders was criticized for weeks leading up to the 2025 NFL draft for patting the ball before every throw. He needs to stop patting the ball. That patting the ball stuff won't work in the NFL. All that patting the ball will lead to sacks in the NFL. And he has the video, as you see, of Mendoza throwing and also doing what? Patting the ball. Pat, throw. And Tony asked if Shedeur wasn't getting all the throwback from him patting the ball as he did. And this is your outcome.
I just don't.
Absolutely ridiculous that they would even have this conversation.
I am trying to be fair, as you know I am.
I'm not trying to be difficult, but I'm going to be difficult about this.
I just don't think Shedeur fans or Browns fans need to worry about Fernando Mendoza and his pre-draft process. I don't think you need to worry about that. I think he's handling himself A-okay. I think Fernando Mendoza is the model of how you approach the pre-draft process. And the antithesis of that is whatever the hell Shedeur Sanders did last year.
This is the
I think
same
it's okay
thing.
to admit it.
Hold on. I saw the video that you told me about, during the break. He's talking about patting the ball. Yeah, that was a big thing about Shedeur Sanders. Whoever this person is, I've never seen this person before, okay? Whoever you are, and you're talking about Shedeur Sanders patting the football compared to Fernando Mendoza patting the football, I'm sorry, Tone, I'm not sorry. I think this person on the internet is right. You're arguing with people on the internet, fine. I guess I'm going to argue with you about people you're arguing with on the internet because this person is right. It was a silly-ass thing, people talking about patting the football when you have another guy patting the football. Plenty of other guys have patted the football. So if you're going to bring it up, I don't know about any of the other stuff, but if the question is, why was Shedeur Sanders being ripped for patting the football when these other guys aren't? Hey, I think that's one for Shedeur. Sorry. Can't help you, Tone.
Exactly. The point has been proven over and over and over again. Every time you try to argue against what we say, our point is proven. It's proven by what is being done with other players. They criticize Shedeur for patting the ball. They criticize Shedeur for being cocky, being arrogant, as they called it. They didn't criticize all these other players for being them. Shedeur is confident in himself. But he is the only one that was punished for being himself. Or, to make it more plain, for not bowing to the system. That was the biggest problem. Shedeur didn't bow to the system. Shedeur didn't need to the system. Shedeur did not come to the system hat in hand. Sir, would you please? That was what he did not do. And that was the biggest problem that they had in the NFL with Shedeur. Mind you, most of the personalities on Cleveland radio don't want Shedeur, but they'd rather have Shedeur than take Deshaun because they absolutely despise Deshaun. I'm telling you, most of these radio personalities do not want Shedeur as their quarterback in Cleveland. They don't want Shedeur, but they would rather suffer through Shedeur than deal with Deshaun Watson.
After everything that we have gone through, after all of the quarterbacks that we have tried to convince ourselves into, and just the latest flavor of that is a 5th-round pick in Shedeur Sanders, who the entire fan base cannot get on the same page of. The only thing that, again, guys, I'm not a big Shedeur Sanders guy. I don't think he's going to pan out here, but I will reach across the aisle to the Shedeur super guys and say, He's at least exciting to watch. I am intrigued to watch what happens, good or bad. But you go back to the Deshaun Watson thing, I feel like I know what I have. The question mark for me is whether or not he returns to the Houston Texans idea that he can become the quarterback once again that we traded for 4 years ago. The question is, how much of a cluster, is this going to end up being? After everything that we have gone through.
The problem. See, that's the problem in Cleveland. Nobody wants Shedeur, but nobody wants Deshaun Watson. Period. Point blank. End the story. When Jimmy Haslam told them that Deshaun could go from a swing and a miss to a home run, they lost it. They blew their mind.
If you ask me, who was not at the owners' meeting, I would say it unequivocally felt like it leaned Shedeur Sanders. But is that me just burying my head in the sand because I want it to be Shedeur Sanders and I don't want it to be Deshaun Watson?
Yes, I think so, because you forget the chain of command in Berea, okay?
I don't forget that. It's always everything runs through Jimmy.
Right, and so what Jimmy wants, Jimmy gets.
Is this kind of like last year when Jimmy said, hey, I want to see both rookie quarterbacks at some point, and then we ended up getting both rookie quarterbacks playing?
Yep. And so I'm leaning the opposite direction. I'm leaning toward Deshaun because, as you heard Mary Kay say right there, just how effusive in his praise of Deshaun that Jimmy was and how optimistic he is.
Yeah, and Jimmy's always the wild card in this scenario, and it's the part that throws everything out of whack. If you ask me, who was not at the owners' meeting, I would say,
y'all don't care as long as it's not Shedeur. That's the biggest problem. And Mary Kay Cabot and told y'all. Mary Kay Cabot keeps confusing y'all because y'all keep blossoming on Mary Kay Cabot when she doesn't have the inside take that she had last season with Kevin Stefanski. Nobody in Cleveland has inside sources right now. Everybody is guessing, including Mary Kay Cabot, including Tony Gross. All of them are guessing on what's going to happen because everything that they used to get from inside of the building is not there anymore.
I think one of the biggest things to come out of it was just how effusive Jimmy was in his praise of Deshaun Watson and how excited this organization is to see what he can do and to see if perhaps they can salvage something from that blockbuster trade. And you never know. I mean, give him the opportunity and see where it can take you. Having said that, however, I left there not having a great handle on whether the lean is towards Deshaun or Shedeur right now. I think they're really going to take a look at it and let the best man win. And that is providing that they don't also bring in another quarterback, which they very well might do. So it's still up in the air and there's still plenty of time.
Exactly. She don't know because they have nobody telling them what's going to happen from the inside. So now they're only left to speculate and guess. If you're listening to the head coach, if you're listening to the GM, they are forecasting what's going to happen and what's happening inside the building. They are telling you, but you just don't want to believe it because what they're telling you, you don't want. And that is the biggest problem with the Cleveland media. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Y'all know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your post notification bell on. Hit that little star down there at the bottom. Hype your boy up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to holler at y'all. I got to go do some shit. I'm out of here. Peace out.